Our first speaker for the next session will be Fang Qin. Fang Qin is the director of the Hubei Provincial Institute of Cultural Heritage and Archaeology. He will be assisted by Zhang Han, his translator, and I will ask the two of them to join me here on the stage. Following Fang Qin's speech, we will hear from Zhang Changping. He is the professor of archaeology at Wuhan University. So those two talks, each about 25 minutes long, will begin now.
Let's come here. 首先感谢水杰馆长在这里举办了一个非常精彩的珍储文物展，同时也举办了珍筹学术研讨会。
Thank you so much for Director Jay for inviting us to come to to join this great exhibition, Phoenix Kingdom, as well as this international symposium. We're talking about Zeng and Chu states and the relationship. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna do better.
这个首先感谢贝克曼先生刚才已经介绍了，中国跟楚国，它两个地域特别相近。 所以他们的文化有特别相通之处，所以我们才能讨论珍筹的礼制问题。
Okay, so thank you so much, Professor Bagley. Just introduced the Zeng state and Chu state, their relationship, their ritual system. They share a really close relationship, and this gives us a really great beginning for us to discuss more about Zeng and Chu state.
也是贝克曼先生刚才给我们介绍了曾侯乙，它是距今2400年。
So Professor Bagley just introduced us the Tomb Mercus E of Zeng. That's 2,400 years from now.
它这里面有我们说的礼器，就是9个鼎和8个簋，同时有5个鼎和4个釜，这是我们说的礼器组合。 礼器是表明这个人的身份和地位。
So he introduced the ritual vessel system of the Mercus E of Zeng. He shares 9 ding and 8 guis plus 4 dings and 5 dings and 4 fus to show his ranking status.
然后比他早300年。 我们叫曾伯期，它也是2套礼制，它是5鼎4簋和3鼎4釜。
Okay, so 300 years before Tomb Mercus E of Zeng, that's the tomb of Zeng Boqi. He's from Sujialong Cemetery. He has a ritual vessel combination of 5 dings and 4 guis plus 3 dings and 4 fus.
OK 然后，比曾侯乙要晚200年。现在非常重要的一个发掘，就是我们考虑王墓的发掘，是楚的一个王墓，它里面也有礼器是9鼎8簋和若干个鼎和釜。
And he also talked about the King Kaoli of Chu. He's 200 years after the Tomb Mercus of Zeng. He also has a ritual vessel combination of 9 dings and 8 guis plus 9 dings and 8 fus set. So we can tell the difference, right?
我们会看到这3个高等级、不同时代的墓葬里面的礼器都有鼎簋。 和鼎和釜的组合。
So we can tell that all 3 high-ranking tombs from Zeng and Chu have a system of ding and gui set plus ding and fu set.
那么，釜在楚国和曾国的 礼器组合中具有特别重要的地位。
Fu plays a really important role in Zeng and Chu's ritual vessel system.
从曾伯期，他的夫人是叫米克，来自楚国。就是这个就是那个收江垄的夫人来自于楚国，叫米克。
Okay, so Zeng Boqi's wife, his wife's name is Mi Ke. She's from Chu state.
对，他的礼器中只有3个鼎和4个釜，没有簋。
So from her tomb, there's only 3 dings and 4 fus were found in her tomb, and there's no guis were found there.
从这就可以看出，釜在楚国礼器中和它具有特别的不一样的意义。
Okay, from which we can tell Fu plays a really important role in Chu state's tomb. Okay.
那么就是我们会觉得，我们下面就会分析这个它们的数量组合，同时我们也会看到曾侯乙墓的9鼎8簋到底弱不弱智。
Okay, so the following analysis will be regarding the ritual vessel system of the high-ranking nobility, and we will tell whether Mercury's Yi of Zeng, whether his combination existed, his status.
所以就是说，他的身份和地位是2套组合的，来看他们的地位。
Yeah, so in general, we are going to use the 2 sets of Ding Gui set and the Ding Fu set to discuss about the ritual vessels system of Chu and Zeng.
为了让大家更好的看这个，听这个 PPT， 我请我的合作伙伴张涵他来讲下面的内容。
Okay, so Director Fang is going to invite me to represent his presentation. Okay, so today's topic is going to be about the exploration regarding the ritual vessel system of high-ranking nobility in the Zeng and Chu. So Zeng and Chu share contiguous geographical relationship. The transition of Zeng state from a vassal of Zhou dynasty to a dependency of Chu state reflects the close political, marital, and other relationships between Zeng and Chu. In the past century, the archaeological excavations of serious high-ranking Zeng state tombs, including the Yejiashan Cemetery, Guojiamiao Cemetery, Sujialong Cemetery, Tomb of Mercury's Yi of Zeng, Tomb number 2 of Lei Gudun, Tomb of the Mercury's Bing of Zeng, as well as the high-ranking Chu state tombs, including Tianxinguan Tomb, Baoshan Tomb, Tomb number 10 of Chenpo, Jiuliandun Cemetery, Geling Tomb, Xiasi Cemetery, Ma'anzhong Cemetery, Wuwangdun Tomb, which all have provided crucial material evidence for exploring the high-ranking ritual vessel system of Zeng and Chu. So through the analysis, it become evident that Zeng and Chu have already established their distinctive high-ranking aristocratic ritual vessel system during the early spring and autumn period. So from the combination of 5 dings and 4 guis set, plus 3 dings and 4 fu set excavated at the tomb number 79 of Sujialong in the early spring and autumn period, till the combination of 9 dings and 8 guis set, plus 5 dings and 4 fu set from the tomb of Mercury's Yi of Zeng in the early Warring State period, and finally to the combination of 9 dings and 8 guis set, plus 9 dings and 8 fu set at the tomb of King Kaolie of Chu in the late Warring State period, all of which indicates that starting from the early spring and autumn period, the combination of 2 sets of ritual vessels, including Ding and Gui, Ding and Fu, began to take shape and remained persisted until the downfall of Chu state. So here is a table showing several significant high-ranking Zeng state tombs and Chu state tombs from early spring and autumn period, all the way to the late Warring State period. Okay. Tomb owner's status varies from king, marquis, feudal lord, ministers to grand marshal. The table shows the ritual vessels combination of tombs from different time period and of different status. Even though some of these tombs were being looted, the pattern is still traceable. So I'm gonna show this table again later. On July 7th, 1966, a set of 9 bronze dings and 7 guis were unearthed at Sujialong Cemetery, dating back to the late Western Zhou period to the early spring and autumn period. Among the 10 bronze artifacts with inscriptions unearthed at Sujialong, 6 of them bears the inscription. So 2 of the dings bears the inscription. So 2 of the dings bears the inscription 曾侯中子由父自作仪, and 2 Dou vessels bears the inscription of 曾中由父自作宝符, and 2 square hus bears the inscriptions of 曾中由父用几经自作宝尊壶. So You is the name of the owner, Zhong shows his ranking, and Fu indicates his male gender, so he's a guy. Okay, so all the inscriptions indicates that the occupant of the tomb is of the ranking of Marquis Zeng. So the inscriptions were found on the inner walls of the 2 largest ding. So here are the inscriptions and rulings. Starting from the right here, it says 曾侯中子由父自作仪, and both inscriptions have clear decorative patterns and a polished surface. So, forgot to mention we talk about the ding and the gui and the fu. They're all food vessels. So there's 9 dings in the back, and there's 7 guis in the front. So the 7 guis in the front have generally a similar shape, 2 vessels among which are decorated with tile patterns on both the body and the lid. And the inscriptions were found inside the base and inside the lid. So basically the inscriptions are found inside of the body and also inside of the lid of the gui. In 2016, a total of 101 tombs were excavated at the southern mound of the Sujialong site, where the 9 dings and 7 guis were unearthed, including significant burials like tomb number 79 and number 88, dating back to early to middle spring and autumn period. Over 500 bronze ritual vessels were found as accompanying items in these tombs. The artifacts assemblage in tomb 1979 includes 5 standing ear shen ding and 4 fu vessels. So here is the 5 standing ear shen ding. So one of them is lying here. You can see the different. This is a standing ear ding, and he also have 3 dings with attached ears. I don't know if you guys can see. So the attached ear have the ear from the neck or the waist of the ding, and the standing ear, the ear will just stand on the rim of the neck of the ding. Okay, so in his tomb there's 5 standing ear shen ding and 4 fu vessels. So over here is the fu vessel. The fu vessel, if you guys have seen it from the exhibition, is the bottom part and the upper part looks the same and is folded together to form a shape of fu vessel. And there's also 3 dings with attached ears and 4 guis, dating around early to middle spring and autumn period. The style of Zeng Boqi's 5 tripods, we call it tripods or the ding vessel, demonstrates a transformation from the late Western Zhou period to the early spring and autumn period. Combinations of the ding and fu set, as well as the ding and gui set, were discovered in tomb number 79. So let's demonstrate again that this is a ding and gui set, and here is the ding and fu set. Okay. So inscriptions on the bronze gui's lid in tomb number 79 all bear the inscription Zeng Boqi. Multiple artifacts were found with inscriptions of Zeng Boqi, indicating the tomb owner. So tomb number 88 is Mi Ke. The inscription on the Fu vessel of Madame Mi Ke reads, "In the auspicious first month of the king's reign, in the year of Genshen, Lady Meng Mi Ke's mother used auspicious gold to make this travel Fu vessel. May she have a long life of 10,000 years for the treasure of her descendants." So here is the X-ray image of the inscription on the Madame Mi Ke's Fu, which can provide a clear view of the inscription. So evidence proves that possibly in tomb number 79 and tomb number 88 are the combination of Marquis Zeng and his wife. So Zeng Boqi used the combination of Ding and Gui set, while Mi Ke from Chu state only used the combination of Ding and Fu set. Instead of commonly used combination of Ding and Gui set at that time. So this represents that Chu state's innovation in ceremonial ritual vessels. Here is the inscription on the inner neck of the unearthed Zeng Boqi Hu, which consists of 83 characters, and its content can be interpreted as follows. In the auspicious 8 months of the king's reign, on the day of Genggu, Zeng Boqi, wise and virtuous, skilled in military arts, the foundation of military prowess, was able to pacify the Huaiyi tribes, and warm, respectful, and cautious, serving as a father and a mother to the people. This Hu's inscription embodies the virtue of our ancestors, and following their examples, showing integrity and distinction, using this Hu as a symbol, I offer reference to our imperial ancestors and to our literary ancestors, bestowing longevity upon them. May this blessing be passed down to future generations as a cherished treasure. The Zeng Boqi's Hu, housed in the National Museum of China, bears the inscriptions such as Zeng Boqi and conquering the Huaiyi tribes, indicating that the Fu in National Museum of China also belong to Zeng Boqi. Here is a bronze ox-shaped container unearthed from tomb number 860, with its intricate and lively form, possibly serving as a cosmetic box. Reflects the vibrant lifestyle of the era. Also, they actually did find some cosmetic products inside of the box. Okay, in summary, Zeng Boqi from Su Jialong in early spring and autumn period, Marquis Yi of Zeng from early Warring State period, and King Kaoli of Chu from late Warring State period. They all share different patterns in the use of ritual vessel system, and the patterns are as follows. So Zeng Boqi, his ranking will be Marquis Zeng. He's from Su Jialong Cemetery. He has 5 dings and 4 guis set, plus 3 dings and 4 foot set. So like 5 dings here and plus 4 guis set, and there will be 3 dings and 4 foot set. This is Marquis Yi of Zeng. He has a combination of 9 dings and 8 guis set, plus 5 dings and 4 foot set. And King Kaoli of Chu from Wuwangdun, he has a 9 dings and 8 guis set, plus 9 dings and 8 foot set. So from these 3 sets of ritual vessels combination, it can be observed that both Marquis of Zeng and the King of Chu used a combination of dings and guis set, as well as the dings and foot set to emphasize their status. Zeng Boqi was from the early spring and autumn period, during which he was still under Zhou dynasty's ritual system. So the number of vessels he used corresponds to his status as a vessel, and he had not yet existed to the use of 9 vessels, which would be considered inappropriate. So moving to the early Warring State period, Marquis Yi of Zeng used 9 dings, but the composition of 5 dings and 5 tripods and 4 food containers indicated that he had not exceeded the limit of a vessel to reach the level of a king. But in the late Warring State period, Chu had already declared itself as a kingdom, so naturally attaining the status of a king to use the full sets of 9 vessels. So he has 9 dings and 8 guis set, also 9 dings and 8 foot set. Therefore, using the maximum 9 dings and 8 guis, along with 9 dings and 8 fus, actually represents appropriate ritual vessel combination for a king. The use of 8 fus in the important ritual vessel combination at Wuwangdun, combined with the context of Sujialong, suggests that fu held significant importance in the ritual vessels combination of the Chu state, which starting at least from Sujialong cemetery. The presence of this inscription was adorning to the Wuwangdun's fu. It mentioned Chu Wang Xiongqian, which is a tribute to King Kaoli of Chu, further underscores the artistic and symbolic significance imbued within this fu vessel. Okay. Now let's look at this table again. After the early spring and autumn period, well-preserved bronze ritual vessels can be found in the tombs of kings, marquises, and feudal lords of Chu state, like tomb number 79 of Sujialong Cemetery, as well as tomb of Marquis Yi of Zeng, tomb number 2 of Leigudun, Wuwangdun Tomb. Also, in the tombs of Chu royal families, high-ranking officials, including prime minister, left ministers, and grand marshal, such as number 2 of Baoshan, number 10 of Chenpo, and others. In addition, based on the conditions of high-ranking tombs like tomb number 2 of Xiasi and Tianxinguan, where relevant information was left despite of being looted. So we can inform that starting from the early spring and autumn period, the combination of 2 sets of ritual vessels, including Ding and Gui, Ding and Fu, began to take shape within high-ranking Chu tomb. Because this table is actually really complicated, so I can walk through this. So we talk about the Sujialong tomb. The tomb owner will be Zeng Boqi. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Okay.
It's very hard.
Oh. Should I take it down? Sure. Okay, so we talk about Sujialong number 79, and the tomb owner will be Zeng Boqi. So his status is Marquis of Zeng. He's from the early spring and autumn period, so he only have 5 dings and 4 guis set. What just happened? Okay, sorry. And also when it comes to Xiasi Cemetery, his status is, he's of the officials of Chu. He's a prime minister, so he will have the 7 dings and 8 and 1 gui and 4 dings and 1 fu, because at this time it's already at the late spring and autumn period. And actually this tomb was being looted, but there's still 7 dings left, so people can tell he's at the right ranking. And next we see again at the tomb of Marquis Yi of Zeng. He has now it's coming to the early warring state period. His tomb is well preserved. He has 9 dings and 8 guis. And also the tomb number 2 of Leigudun from the same period also shares the 9 dings and 8 guis set plus 5 dings and 4 fu set. And now we're moving to the mid-warring state period. We can see from the Tianxinguan tomb, he has, because of his tomb being looted, so there's only 7 dings remained. And also because of the fact that his status is just feudal lords, so he only have 7 dings. Let's jump to the end. So Wuwangdun Tomb, he's from the late warring state period, so it's the latest period that we're talking about right now. His status is the highest. He's the king of Chu, and so he has 9 dings and 8 guis set plus 9 dings and 8 fu set. Yeah, here's just a general overlook of this table. So the tomb of Marquis of Zeng, king of Chu, and the feudal lords of Chu strictly adhere to this ritual vessel system. King of Chu was typically buried with combination of 9 dings and 8 guis set plus 9 dings and 8 fu set, while others adjusted the quantity of vessels accordingly to reflect a slightly lower status compared to the king. So for instance, tomb Marquis Yi of Zeng and number 2 of Leigudun, although equipped with 9 dings and 8 guis, employed employed 5 dings and 4 foots to reflect a lower status. For feudal lords, 7 dings vessels were the standard, supplemented by other combinations. The prime minister enjoyed the same standards as the feudal lords, while the grand marshal and the left prime minister held slightly lower status. There were minor adjustments in the use of ritual vessel combination, but the overall standards were not to be exited. It remained within defined boundaries. Okay, yeah. That will be the end of the speech. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. Very glad to be here, and thank Dr. Jie Xu for inviting me, and congrats to this great exhibition. It will be even greater significant, I think, if we look back on this in the future. Today, my topic is about bronze artistry of Zeng and Chu. As the lecturer, Dr. Fang Qin presented earlier, the recent significant archaeological discovery related to Chu bronze is Wuwangdun Tomb No. 1 in Shouxian, Anhui Province. The tomb has a big burial piece measured 50 meters in length and width, consisting of 9 chambers, making it the largest Chu tomb excavated so far. The undisturbed chamber of the east chamber was filled with various types of bronze ritual vessels. Along them, the largest dim vessel has a mass diameter of 89 centimeters and a total height of 111 mass diameter, and slightly larger than the 87 container mass diameter of Zhuke Dim, which previously found in Lisangudai nearby the Wuwangdun, makes it the largest dim vessels discovered till now. Zhuke Dim weighs 400 kilograms, also being the heaviest dim vessels from the Zhou dynasty discovered so far. Now, the heaviest title will be replaced possibly by Wuwangdun Dim. The discovery of large dim vessels in Chu tombs easily evoke the story record in the Zhuozhuan about King Zhuang of Chu, Chu Zhuang Wang, during the middle spring and autumn period when he advanced northward into the central plain and asked the size and weight of the dim in the Zhou royal court. In traditional Chinese culture, the dim vessel symbolized the state and political power. Many contemporary Chinese cities display like this replica of the large dim vessels based on Shang and Zhou period, outdoors and indoors. Dim are also sent by the Chinese government to overseas locations, such as headquarters of UN, as symbols of China and Chinese culture. The owner of the tomb No. 1 at Wuwangdun and the tomb at Lisangudai are believed to be the last 2 kings of the Chu state, King Kaolie Wang and King You Wang, both of them in the late 3rd century BC. The large size of Wuwangdun Dim and Zhuke Dim demonstrate that even in its last year, Chu still controlled a large number of bronze resources and was able to produce large bronze artifacts. Shouchun, where the tomb No. 1 at Wuwangdun and the tomb at Lisangudai are located, was the capital of Chu in the last 20 years of that state. Archaeological work indicates that the remains of Chu culture here are very rich, suggested that the economic activity of the Chu state are still flourishing at that time, and also the Chu state can still control the bronze and other metal resource, and economically, it was still relatively active without the depressed scene before its demise. As early as 8th century BC, Chu state began to control important resources such as Tonglishan mine at Daye, which were crucial resources that contribute to the strength of Chu state. Those resources also found an important background for the abundance of bronze artifacts in the Chu and even other states. Like Professor Bagley mentioned, the burial of tomb belonged to the Marquis Yi state with 10 tombs of bronze artifacts also reflect very important status of bronze in Chu culture and the Bronze Age of China. This is the reconstruction of this mine in Tonglishan. If you want to dig in the air, you need to dig in for horizontally, and then dig forward to find the air. So that's very complicated construction here. And if you do your digging with this kind of axe, what is very heavy, you cannot operate it directly by your hands. You need to hang it and swing it forward to hit the wall to get the arm. And start from 6th century BC, in the spring and the autumn period, the bronze of Chu began to develop its own culture style. Some smaller states in this area, such as Zeng state, maintain a similar culture in its bronze, which is also considered part of the Chu culture. This can be clearly seen in the similarities in the shapes and the decorations of bronze tripod from Zeng and Chu. During this period, religion culture groups were formed based on the previous states of Zhou dynasty, including Chu culture, Qin culture, Jin culture, and others. Before this period, in 10th century BC, the bronze style of various states likely maintained consistency with the Zhou dynasty, with some even show regional characters. For instance, this decoration, the square jia, here was in appropriated considering its type, and clearly an imitation of the round jar used by a lower social class. We can see the decoration on this square one and imitate in every round from this rounded one. That means it's a higher rank imitate a lower rank. Such deviation from proper ritual norms in production method often appear in regional culture. Chu culture insisted more closely to the traditional ritual system of Zhou culture compared to the culture like Qin and Jin. In Chu state, elite people used traditional sets of ritual vessels, such as Din, Lion Din, and 8 Gui, according to the hierarchical, like Dr. Fang Qin just presented it, or 7 Din and 6 Gui sets, along with other complementary ritual objects. The combination of Lion Din and 8 Gui found in the tomb of Marquis Yi, with the Din have a flat bottom and a bundled waist, and the Gui being square stand, are examples of these formalized Chu style ritual vessels. This type of bronze vessels, also identical in form but different in quantities, is commonly found in high-rank tombs of Chu state, except the tomb of Marquis Yi. The ritual vessels found in the tomb number 1 at Jiuliandeng are also present in tomb number 1 in Wuwangdun. This standardized set of ritual vessels reflects the emphasis placed by Chu elite nobles on ritual ceremony, showcase their status in terms of social hierarchy. Instruments like set bell, biandong, reflect the higher status of sophistication of the nobility. The biandong from temple number 1 at Jiuliandeng and the biandong from the Marquis Yi are not only among the largest sets discovered so far, but also demonstrate the consistency of Chu's culture's bronze, include biandong. In the 5th century, Chu state and Chu cultures extended its influence on a large regime, bringing Chu-style bronze into entire Yangtze River Valley and Huai River Valley. It is westward. Chu culture spread into the Bashu area, reached the Chengdu plain. In the tomb of Ma Jia in Chengdu, there is 5 Chu-style leaded in tripod with identical form. One better quality with inscription, this one, should come from Chu state, while the other 4 are imitation made by the local Chu culture. In its eastward, Chu culture extended into the Wuyue area along the lower valley of Yangtze River. This square-shaped stand excavated from the tomb at Potang in Shaoxin, based on a Chu stand, and then locally added 4-color hume-shaped supports and a top column, showcase elements of Wuyue culture. So it's clearly different, this Wuyue style, and here is the Chu style. Bronze swords with very similar forms appeared in Chu, Wu, and the Yue area in a big number, also bring a prominent culture phenomenon in the Warring States period in the middle and the lower Yangtze River. The lower image shows the famous sword of King Goujian of Yue, Yuewang Goujian, with his inscription in a very early Warring States period, but an inscribed sword with the same shape, the same decker pattern, like this image, are also unearthed from the same tomb, which is 100 years later. So it is difficult to tell whether the sword, like the upper one, is a product of Chu or a product of Yue. Around 4th century BC, traditional bronze ritual vessels are in decline. One of the manifestations is on decoration. In Chu state, lower rank noble often use this kind of ritual vessels, 1 din, and 1 dui, and 1 hu. It's as a compilation says at this time. We can notice that they are all undecorated and lower quality. But traditionally, this kind of dragon pattern are quite flourished, according to the research of Professor Bagney. Making this kind of pattern need a decoration stamp and a range of clay mold. This can show clearly a kind of painting decorated. From a technical perspective, decoration like this way enhance production efficiency. Along with traditional decline, ritual vessels became more and more symbolic in demonstrative use. There was more development in daily use vessels. Bronze items such as bell hooks, mirrors as well as wine container like this one and Zeng vessels are more naturally decorated. The objects often employ the pharaoh's decorative technique, such as gold self-inlay, or red copper, or even turquoise inlay. We can see this is a kind of a gold inlay for fine golden line here, and this first small piece is a turquoise pieces. That's different kind of material inlay. The ornament on these bronze often featured new design composition like interlocking cloudy pattern, showcasing the highlights of Warren State's period bronze making scale. The change in casting technique at this time aimed to improve production efficiency by reducing technical difficulties and increasing production steps. Therefore, the feet, handle, and even different parts of the bronze vessels are often separated cast and then cast on or soldered on together, ultimately able to increase in production scale. Okay, this is a 3D image video made by a scholar from Hubei Provincial Museum. We can see for this Zeng vessels, they just, this kind of parts outside of the body is sewed on altogether, or even this dragon, the term of it is also sewed on. The last wax casting just for this part, the 4 parts of it, and then sewed it on. So therefore, if we compare a later Shang bronze Fang Yi vessels like this one and the Warring States Zeng like this one, in terms of their decoration, we can observe that Fang Yi was cast in 1 pure of cast, applying at least 8 external molds on its body, with intricate decoration on its surface, showcasing extremely high level of decorative and casting technique difficulty. On the other hand, the Zeng of Marquis Yi has just 2 external molds, with the decoration and the casting technique on the vessel body being relatively straightforward, while the higher technique difficulties was reserved for the accessories outside of the body. These represent 2 different development directions in terms of technique between the early and the late stage of Bronze Age. During the Warring States period, the bronze in Chu culture also have close relationship with bronze from neighboring region. For example, this kind of bird beak shape, pure vessels, and this kind of set cups, we can notice that you can put 1 by 1 all together, like this one, and this Marquis inlay dough vessels, and this kind of dragon-shaped dough vessels. They're founded in different area, Chu area in Hubei, and this is Shandong. It's 500 kilometers away each other. So that's indicate a close cultural relationship in these 2 regions. These 2 bird-shaped pure vessels with composition materials used for the eyeball and beads holding the beaker, exhibiting a high degree of consistency in terms of technical and production background, suggested they are crafts with a shared background. This indicates that despite the fragmented political landscape, they are a common culture and technical self-identity. This shared background also served as a cultural foundation for the subsequent unification under the Qin dynasty in the 3rd century BC. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm just wondering, I've read about the Egyptian pyramids and the tombs in Egypt, and they had some booby traps to prevent tomb raiders and discourage them. Was there any sign of that in these tombs?
I'm sorry, like what?
So it means like a dangerous trap to
Okay.
prevent looting.
OK，他们想问就是在埃及他们是有那种比较危险的陷阱，然后想问曾国和楚国的墓里有没有这样子的陷阱？方言。没有看。
Let's see. Okay. Up.
Hello? No. Hello? Okay. Thank you. Wait a minute. Oh, it doesn't work. Sorry. This is my first time to heard this kind of trick in the ancient Egypt tombs, but there is a kind of words about how to say it. Anyway, in Chu tombs or Zeng tombs, there isn't any this kind of trick.
Our next question is over here. Somebody's coming.
So you have referred to these vessels as ritual vessels. If I were able to attend a ritual in which they were used, what would I see or experience?
Sorry, I didn't.
How were they used?
OK，礼用品是怎么被使用？
Okay, I'm trying to explain about that. Actually, it's very difficult. For archaeologists, it's very difficult to make a specific explain about how to use. But anyway, we do know in Eastern period we can see the size of the vessel. So like Professor Fang Qin mentioned, 9 dim vessels and 8 gui vessels. That means a big place for this kind of ceremony. But in early time, in early period of Bronze Age, the ceremony should be hold this kind of vessels very closely. So early time and later time is quite different. But we cannot tell very specific how to use this kind of vessels. Generally, its general function we do know. The vessels is for cooking, and the gui vessels is a food container. But how to use that? How to put this kind of food for the goods? That's a difficult to tell.
We had a question back here.
I remember reading that under Western Zhou dynasty, the 9 ding were reserved for the king. So the fact that the marquis and the king have adopted the 9 vessels is significant. But I don't understand the ranking system of the gui and the fu vessels you mentioned. And is there a significance in the number of sets they had?
OK， I'll ask him. 他是问他知道有9个的这样子的用法，但是他没有听说过鬼的用法，鬼和斧的用法，就是你可不可以介绍一下鬼和鼎和鬼和斧的数量的用法？
你可以介绍，或者你用汉语介绍，张海拍。
鬼和斧的一个数量。
这个一般来讲，顶轨就是顶，比如说九鼎就八轨，它是鼎是单数，轨这是双数。然后呢，那个釜呢，它像我们刚才介绍的3个都是鼎，就是说有鼎轨的同时也有鼎和釜，釜的构成也是像我们刚才说曾侯乙的是9鼎8轨，那么还有5鼎4釜，釜也是4个，当然后来说的考烈王的话，是吧？这个总而言之呢，曾国和楚国这个在釜在礼系中是具有非常重要的地位，啊。
他想问数量上有没有特殊的意思？为什么会是4个，或者是？
你可以先解释。
Okay. So usually we know that ding is like 9, 7, this kind of number, and gui and fu usually. Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. So usually ding has the number of 9, and gui and fu usually have an even number. It's come like 4, 6, or 8. So usually 9 dings come with 8 guis, and if it's 5 dings, it come with 4 fus. So usually the fu and gui will use a even number.
Okay, I think this is a very good question and a very complicated question. The history record said that Qin used lion din and gui vessels, and also nearby later Western Zhou archaeological discovered din vessels and gui vessels make the sets ritual sets. But after the 7th century BC, I mean after the middle spring and autumn period, except din and gui vessels, din and fu vessels appeared to us a kind of assistant. So in the high rank tomb, both in the south or in the north, there is a kind of set that's din and gui. There is also another set is din and fu, so they're combined together to use.
Hello. Thank you for the presentation. About the. Hello. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, I noticed when you present the ding-gui combination, the shape of the vessel. For example, I can the 9 ding 8 gui. The shape of the gui, I can see there are at least 2 types. One is the traditional with the square base, we call it Fang Zhuo gui. Another is another set I can see is the traditional West Zhou gui shape with the cover and the most classical West Zhou gui shape. And also among the ding, 9 ding, I also see at least 3 or 4 shape. One is the most classical late West Zhou ding shape with the half circle bottom. Another is this shape, like
Square shape?
This shape. Another is with the cover ding. Basically, there are at least 3 or 4 types of the ding. So does this mean this reflect the regional difference between the Chu and Zeng, or it's reflect some timing difference? Some are older, some are a newer form.
Okay.
I get it.
Okay,
I get the question. Excuse me. I just introduced a different shape. I understand that you notice different shape of the dim vessels. Actually, as I mentioned earlier, that there are actually two kind of sets of ritual vessels. One kind of vessel is traditional, is flatted bottom, also go along with the square gui vessels. That's the traditional one. That's also, I emphasize that Chu culture is quite traditional. And there is a Liu style, that's a leaded dim vessels with rounded body, go together with the Fu vessels. That's a Liu style so the new style is always have a lidded on it. Lidded means a more convenient for cooking.
Hello, I'm Sean Lee from Bay Area Independent Chinese Dancers, and I wanted to ask, have we done any Raman spectroscopy or non-destructive analysis on the contents, on the metals of the various vessels to see if between different states they're mined from the same sources, or have we not done that analysis, or do we see that in different states and in different time periods you are seeing the indications of a diversity of mines and sources for the materials?
Okay. This is a scientific work. Actually, we did do a lot of this kind of analysis, but it's very, very complicated as the ritual vessels can be recast rapidly. So it's very, very difficult to trace through the miner, collected the miner and the production. We do have some kind of trace. Yeah. Anyway, it's quite clear in the Eastern Zhou period that mainly the bronze resources came from the mines like Tonglishan or in the middle of Yangtze River. Generally, in Bronze Age of China, at the very beginning, the metal resources mainly came from the lower area in Huanghe, like Zhongtiaoshan. About 12th century BC, the metal resource in the Yangtze River is it's reserved to use.
And this will have to be our last question.
Hi, I wonder the size difference in different period of time for Ding and the rest of the ritual vessels, and also by the different rank of the owner of the vessels. And when the Ding is paired with Fu versus others, is there any design difference?
In different period, right?
Yeah, in different period, different ranking, different.
Generally, vessels, bronze vessels is ritual vessels. As I mentioned, that it's ritual. That means you have to be traditional. You have to be formalized. But anyway, in different period or in the contemporary time, the shape and design is very similar. So if you want to create a new style, that means long ritual. So in a general, Chinese culture or in Bronze Age, mainly they use cooking vessels that's based on the Chinese agriculture or our economic. In that case, it's slightly changed, but still, if from an academic observation, it still keep changing. It's quite different in different stage. At very early time, is emphasize the decoration, emphasize the difference each other. But in the later on, they emphasize the size of the using, like the dim vessels. Line of it is almost the same shape, almost the same decoration.
Same size.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.